Hello. Good morning. How are you today? It's a real pleasure to have you back. I can't believe that you're still watching me. I can't believe that you're still watching this program. This is program number 1070. Yes. Y todavía 1070 programas viéndome. Eso tiene una sola expresión. True love. Yeah. El amor verdadero. True love. Love is a many splendored thing. Yes. 1070 programs. My God. But learning English takes time, perseverance, persistence, effort. Yes. Focus, concentration, and time. La constante en la ecuación is time. Hay otras variables, money, effort, but the constant is time. All right. So, gain fluency. Again? Yeah. Page 77 in the middle. Paragraph 696. 696, no? Yes. This is 700 here. 696. Are you ready? I know it's ugly to install telephone poles and wires above ground. Yeah. I know it's ugly to install telephone poles and wires above ground, but because there are so many earthquakes in Japan, it's less expensive to repair the installations after a seismic event. All right. Oh, esto cuesta. I know it's ugly. I know it's beautiful. I know it's ugly. I know it's pretty. I know it's ugly. Ugly. Ugly is feo. Sé que es feo. I know that it is ugly. I know it's ugly. I know it's ugly. To install, ¿no? Install, dicen ya. Instalar. Postes telefónicos y cableado, cables. I know it's ugly to install telephone poles. Decimos poles, no postes. A post también es un poste. Pero por ejemplo, el asta de una bandera, sí dice asta, ¿no? The flagpole, pole. The pole position. En la Fórmula 1, pues Alonso ya ha ganado la pole. Because many years ago, 60 years ago, 70 years ago, at the beginning of the race, the cars, there was había un poste. There's a pole. That's called the pole position. The pole position. Telephone pole. My father, when he was 16, he had a job. My father's job was to number the telephone poles. Yeah, in el condado de Burnett, my father went to identify every telephone pole. It's necessary. Tenemos un problema eléctrico en el poste telefónico 1833. My father had to go number every telephone pole. It's a good job, eh? Telephone pole numbering. A telephone pole. Now in Spain, usually the telephone wires and the electrical wires in general are underground. Now the high voltage, high tension wires are above ground. You know, if you drive from Segovia to Avila, you see, but underground. But in Japan, no. No. And why in Japan? Because it's very ugly. In the cities, las ciudades, tienen postes telefónicos por todos lados. It's very ugly. Yeah. To have telephone poles and wires in the city. But in Japan, yes. Why? I know it's ugly. Sé que es feo. I know it's ugly to install telephone poles and wires above ground. Underground es una instalación subterránea. Above ground es por encima. Above, below. Above, below. Above, below. Over. To fly above, esto es una nube. And the plane is flying above the clouds. The plane is flying below the clouds. The plane is flying over the cloud. And now the plane is flying under the cloud. All right, above and below. I know it's ugly to install telephone poles and wires, cables, alambres, above ground, but because there are so many earthquakes, terremotos, in Japan, it's less expensive to repair the installations after a seismic event. Un evento sísmico, un acontecimiento sísmico, an earthquake. Earthquake es terremoto. Un sismo o seísmo. En Latinoamérica suelen decir un sismo. Aquí se dice un seísmo. We just say a seismic event, un evento sísmico. We say an earthquake, and we say tremor, para un temblorcito, temblores. Y las réplicas, aftershocks, post-choques, choques posteriores, after, después. Aftershocks son las réplicas. All right, I know it's ugly. I know it's ugly. I know it's ugly. I know it's beautiful. I know it's pretty. I know it's ugly. I know it's important. Practica estas cosas. Sé que es importante. Sé que es feo. Sé que es precioso. Sé que es necesario. I know it's necessary. I know it's ugly. I know it's beautiful. I know it's right. I know it's wrong. Sé que está mal. I know it's wrong. I know it's ugly to install telephone poles and wires above ground, but because there are so many earthquakes in Japan, it's less expensive, menos caro, to repair the installations after a seismic event. Yes. It's a problem in both cases. Underground wires, the earthquake, the earth moves and there's no, and then it's easier to reinstall temporarily in things if it's above ground. The next paragraph. He got drunk. To get drunk es emborracharse. Y él se emborrachó. He got drunk at the Christmas party and started shouting at the boss. Yeah. Era la fiesta de Navidad de la empresa. Okay. Yeah, he got drunk at the Christmas party and started shouting at the boss and saying bad things about some of the managers. So he started shouting at the boss directly and saying bad things about some of the managers. Samantha. Hola, Samantha? No, Samantha no, Samada. ¿Qué es Samada? Samada. Some of the managers. Algunos de los gerentes. Some of, cuando dice some of lo que sea, some of the. La palabra the sí lo decimos, pero of es una Summer. Parece un británico diciendo verano. This summer. Este verano, algunos de los gerentes van a ir a la playa. This summer, some of the managers are going to the beach. This summer. This summer, some of the managers, some of them. So, he got drunk at the Christmas party and started shouting at the boss and saying bad things about some of the managers. It was pretty embarrassing. Estaba una situación un poco bastante violenta, embarazosa. It was pretty embarrassing. Pretty aquí no es bonito ni lindo. Pretty means bastante embarazoso. It was pretty embarrassing. I took him home in my car. Su coche todavía está ahí. Le llevé a casa en mi coche. Su coche todavía está de la fiesta. I took him home in my car. I took him home. Le llevé a casa. Llévele a casa. Llévelo a casa. I took him home in my car. Yes. So he got drunk. don't get drunk at Christmas parties, okay? Some people, when they get drunk, they become violent, or they become, and this is, some people get sleepy, other people get sad, and some people get angry when they get drunk. He got drunk at the Christmas party and started shouting at the boss and saying bad things about some of the managers. It was pretty embarrassing. It was pretty embarrassing. I took him home in my car. All right? Okay. The next one, paragraph 698, page 77. During the eye test, the girl memorized the order of the letters, listening to the other kids before her. When it was her turn, she said them perfectly. Nobody knew that she was half blind. I know a lady here in Spain who, she's beautiful, very beautiful, but you can't see. So normally she wears contact lenses. But if she wears glasses, the glasses are thick because she can't see. Her father was a perfectionist. And her father wanted his children to be perfect. And she was the oldest. She was the first child. And so she had to be perfect. And she perceived this expectation from her father. And so she was afraid to be imperfect. Even when she was 3 years old, 4 years old, she was afraid to be imperfect. And she realized she couldn't see. But she didn't tell her mother or her father. And until the age of 14, she had never seen trees with the leaves. The trees were green, but not green leaves. She couldn't see the leaves. And at school, she was a brilliant student. 9 y 10, matrícula, sí. Because she used different tricks to, sometimes she always found an excuse to go close to the blackboard to be able to read what was on the blackboard. And at school, once a year, there was an eye test with a doctor or a nurse for the kids. All the kids were to take an eye test where you say LPT, test ocular. And she didn't want to fail the eye test. So she always put at the back of the line and she listened to what they were saying. She memorized the order of the letters. And when it was her turn, perfect. She couldn't see the letters, but it was perfect. Finally, when she was 14, and she was a brilliant student, very intelligent young lady, the parents realized that she couldn't see. They took her to an ophthalmologist, and the ophthalmologist was, my God, this girl is blind. And they put on glasses, and suddenly she could see that trees consist of leaves. Las hojas son cosas que no solo recoges del suelo y que mira, es una hoja. Yeah. Mira, son hojas. On the trees. She could see the leaves on the trees. Starting at age 14. Interesting. So she developed other types of capabilities that many people don't have, and a certain type of sensitivity. And her personality is different from most Spanish women. Very different. It's a very attractive personality because of her upbringing, her education, not being able to see. All right. During the eye test, test ocular, eye test, test de ojos. During the eye test, the girl memorized the order of the letters, listening to the kids before her. escuchando a los chavales delante de ti, antes que ella, before her, listening to the kids before her. When it was her turn, she said them perfectly. Nobody knew that she was half blind, media ciega. Nadie sabía. Nobody knew that she was half blind. And this is very true. This is a totally true story. All right. Page 77, the next to last. My friend Jerry, my friend, también es cierto, pero no es Nebraska, es Oklahoma. My friend Jerry, pero he puesto Nebraska. My friend Jerry Duggar, his name is Jerry Duggar. My friend Jerry is the Nebraska champion in the 1 foot standing, Okay. Okay, this is a person who's standing, you see? Standing. Now he's standing on 1 foot. And this will be, And the contest was how long can you stand on 1 foot? All right? Now, my friend Jerry is the Nebraska champion in 1 foot standing. In 1997, he cambió el año. In 1997, at the age of 18, he managed to stand on only 1 foot for 3 hours and 23 minutes. It's still the record today. Sigue siendo el récord. 3 horas 23 minutos así. Can you believe it? I think it's impossible. 3 hours, Jerry Duggar, 3 hours and 23 minutes. My friend Jerry is the Nebraska champion in 1 foot standing. In 1997, esto sería 1070, el año 70. At the age of 18, he managed to stand on 1 foot, only 1 foot, for 3 hours and 23 minutes. It's still the record today. The record still stands. It's still the record today. All right. One more. The bottom of page 77. There hasn't been any hot water in our building for the past 4 days. I've had to take cold showers every morning. I'm finally starting to get used to it. Yeah. ¿Te ha pasado alguna vez cuando hay agua caliente? Yeah. Cold showers. All right. Now here it says, there hasn't been any hot water in our building for the past 4 days. I've had to take cold showers every morning. I'm finally starting to get used to it. Finalmente me estoy empezando a acostumbrar a ello. Recuerda, to get used to, ya te acostumbrarás. You'll get used to it. Hay que añadir to it siempre. You'll get used to it. Te acostumbrarás a ello. You'll get used to it. Y aquí, por fin estoy empezando a ya acostumbrarme a ello. I'm finally starting to get used to it. Yeah. There hasn't been, no ha habido, agua caliente, no ha habido. There hasn't been any hot water. Nada de agua caliente. There hasn't been any hot water in our building for 4 days. For the past 4 days. Esos últimos 4 días. For the last 4 days or for the past 4 days. He tenido que tomarse, dice, duchas. O sea, ducharme. I've had to take cold showers every morning. I'm finally starting to get used to it. Yo nunca. I don't like. Do you like cold showers, Marta? No? I don't like cold showers either. All right. Let's go. Luigi Barghini. He's with his daughter, Anna Barghini. Y hay un apuesto joven, German man, Karl Polster. Okay. They're having dinner, cenando. Yeah. Karl Polster is looking at Anna. Luigi is sitting over there. Karl Polster is sitting here, and Anna is sitting over there. And they're having drinks, they're talking. But he's looking a lot at Anna. Está prendado de Anna. Anita. All right. Luigi Barghini, el padre, patriarca, spent 3 days in Germany last week. Luigi Barghini spent 3 days in Germany, no digas Germany, Germany last week. He flew to Stuttgart with his daughter Anna, the general manager of Luigi's company. They stayed at the Regency Hotel. ¿Dónde se alojaron? Where did they stay? They stayed at the Regency Hotel. On the first day, they had a meeting in the morning with the chairman of Mercedes-Benz. El presidente de toda Mercedes, Daimler-Benz. Yeah. In the morning, they had a meeting with the chairman of Mercedes-Benz. The meeting started at 11 a.m. The meeting started. When did the meeting start? The meeting started at 11 a.m. and lasted 45 minutes. How long did it last? It lasted 45 minutes. They spent a lot of the 45 minutes talking about the Agnelli family at Fiat. Yes, at Fiat. Yes, you see, the Agnelli family, Agnelli, the Agnelli family in Turin, the owners of Fiat are very well known, very famous. And so during the 45 minutes, they spoke a lot about the Agnelli family. All right. At 12 o'clock, Luigi and Anna had lunch with the chairman and the managing director in the private dining room on the top floor. The top floor. La planta noble. Yeah, the top floor. There's a private dining room. Yes. Today, I'm going to have lunch in a private dining room on the top floor. But in that building, there are only 3 floors. Mercedes, whoa. Yeah, Las Nubes. Yeah, wow, look at the view. Oh, beautiful. This is Stuttgart. Yeah, I can see hasta Rhin. Yeah, from the top floor. So, at 12 o'clock, Luigi and Anna had lunch with the chairman and with the managing director in the private dining room on the top floor. They talked about the market situation for luxury cars. They talked about, ¿de qué hablaron? They talked about, hablaron sobre, they talked about, ese enlace facilita la dicción. They talked about. What did they talk about? They talked about the market situation, situación de mercado, the market situation for luxury cars, coches de lujo, luxury cars, and about the competition from Japanese car makers. Y ahora chinos también. Japanese car makers, fabricantes japoneses, Japanese car makers. Car manufacturers, car companies, yes, car manufacturers, Japanese car makers. After lunch, Luigi and Anna went back to the hotel and spent 2 hours planning the 3 meetings for the next day. So the following day. So the first day is simply political, let's say. Yeah, it's courtesy. The important meetings start tomorrow with the technical people. Yes, because you see, Luigi, his company is negotiating with Mercedes-Benz to sell car seats. And it's difficult for a German company to consider importing important components of the car from an Italian manufacturer. En los alemanes, asientos italianos en un coche alemán? Are you sure? Are you sure? You want German? We want German car seats, not Italian car seats. Well, but Luigi's company is high quality and high reliability. It's an excellent company. It's number 2 in Europe. But it's number 2 in Europe thanks to Fiat, the Agnelli family, and Alfa Romeo. All right. So, they talked about the market situation for luxury cars and about the competition from Japanese models. I'll come back tomorrow and finish the story. Take care.